What is up, everybody, fellow resellers, general subscribers, people that follow me on Instagram? Welcome to another live Thrift Haul video brought to you by Vogue Squared, the host. And I am sorry. I've been off the grid a little bit the past 3 days, so I no longer have a, what's the word I'm looking for? I no longer have an assistant. So it's been kind of hectic. I might put out an ad so that I can get some people. I live in a college town, so it shouldn't be that hard, and shouldn't be that hard to find someone decently trustworthy. So I'm debating on if I want to just either give them this stuff to photograph at their place. I'd rather have it done in my house though, so I don't know. I'm debating back and forth on what I need to do, but yeah, the past 3 days have been a little hectic. I went shopping on Monday, found some good stuff. I'm not going to go over that stuff because I got most of it listed and I don't want to pull it back out of inventory. But on some of the nice stuff that I got a Valentino dress. The deal queen told me to pick that up. I listed it for like $500 or $600. And then I found some vintage Gucci men's loafers that I actually sold this morning for $140. And then a pair of Prada heels, women's Prada heels. So I got those for, I think they cost me $37.50. I have them listed at $200. And I got a couple other things, some like electronics, Harman and Kardon. They're like a high-end speaker system. So I got one of those. I think I paid like $32 on that. Listed it for $120, I believe. But I'm gonna go over today what I found yesterday morning. It's a decent amount. It's actually a pretty small thrift store that I hit. So I was a little bit surprised they had this much stuff. This may be one of the biggest bills that I had there. I think I spent roughly $200, just over $200 or something. But yeah, I got some pretty solid stuff. So let's get into it. Here is a nice. Oh, of course they tagged it. They messed it all up. There's a little hole in it now. I could probably get that fixed. It was only $4 too. So a Lily Pulitzer, like, I think this is a dress, right? Like, let me know in the comments section what this is. It's like a shirt dress, kind of. I don't know, like maybe an oversized shirt. Let me know. Kind of sucks that there's a hole in it. I'm sure it'll still sell. I might put it at auction now because I think there's a couple tiny stains that might come out. But yeah, let me know what this is called. Like if it's a shirt dress or just an oversized shirt or something. And then that way I can list it correctly. Okay, cool. So Jennifer says that it might be a dress. It'd be a dress for me. All right. Here's a Cabela's. I don't pick this up very often, but it was kind of cool. Deerskin soft chamois, like an outdoor shirt. I figured I'll take a chance on it. Probably get like $20 to $25 on it. I picked up a few things for the deal queen too. So we have this business partnership, if you will, because I don't really sell women's clothing unless it's the obvious ones or like high-end stuff that I can make money on. Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. Lily Pulitzer does have all their style numbers. I'll look that up. Thank you, Raspberry Store. But yeah, so I essentially, when I'm at a thrift store, I'll go over to the women's section and just take pictures of it and send her the text, and then she'll say yay or nay on them. And obviously, if they're higher end brand stuff, I'll just ask if it's real, and then I'll keep it. Should take out the tag hole. It says if you take the tag out and pull the fabric gently one direction, then the opposite direction, it should take out the tag hole. Yeah, it's pretty big though, honestly. I'll try that though. Thank you, Jenny. But okay. So I got her this Eileen Fisher, like, I don't know. It looks like silk. I think it's silk, like a silk blouse button front. Again, that was only $4. So I'll be shipping that stuff off to her when I get a big enough pile for her. Here's some silk Tommy Bahama dress pants. These always seem to do decently well for me. Sometimes they sit a little longer, but I mean, I only paid $4. I also get a student discount there. I still use my student ID. I mean, they never really question. I guess the lady did question the other day on like, because my student ID doesn't have a expiration date on it. But I'll just, if they do ask, I'll just be like, yeah, I'm still in grad school or something, but it gives me 10% off. And that's the perks of me saving my student ID. Like, thanks. Here's another shirt that I'm sending to the Deal Queen. A Madewell, like plaid button front. There's a Madewell down the street from me, so maybe that's why I find it decently around here. So this is a good brand to pick up. Ex Officio. So they're an outdoors brand, kind of like Columbia, the North Face. I'm not sure of actually what their retail pricing is, but I would say it's mostly like Columbia. But yeah, these are some outdoor pants, men's pants. I'll probably list them at $25 to $30. I actually found 2 pairs of them, owned by a man named David Hughes. So thanks, David Hughes, for your pants. I really do appreciate it. So I got a couple pairs of those. Another pair of silk Tommy Bahama dress pants. These might actually be the same size as the other ones. They're the same color, at least. These are 36 by 32. See, I like finding multiples of items. Yeah, these are both 36 by 32. Different logos on the inside, though, so I might have to list them separately. Where to go? Yeah, they have different logos on the inside. So this is probably their newer tag one, and then this is their older tag, I believe. Is my area wealthy? I live in a college town, so I think, I mean, yes, it is. Ann Arbor in general, it is pretty wealthy. People from the hospital, they have a huge hospital here. And then obviously one part of is University of Michigan. So you kind of get an eclectic mix of everything between student clothing and then older people clothing. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty nice around here. I can't complain. I don't thrift too much around here, actually. I'll go a little further away, about an hour away, but when I can, I do hit the thrift stores here. Here's some Nike athletic pants. So what I've learned over the years is the bigger the better on like athletic pants. Usually I'll pass on the smaller sizes, but if it's like extra large and above, those seem to do a lot better, move a lot quicker for me. So I'll probably ask like 27 to 30 bucks on these. Probably get anywhere from 22 to 25. Here's another brand that I don't pick up that much, Hurley. So fun fact, Nike actually now owns Hurley. They bought them out. Nike's probably going to be buying another company before 2020. Talking to some Nike employees when I was doing my MBA, they set quite an aggressive goal on profits, or no, overall sales is what they want to hit. I forget what the exact number was, but I think it was 4 times their annual or their current revenue. And that was set last year. And so a lot of the workers seem to think that the only way that they're going to be able to hit that goal is if they buy another company. So right now they bought Hurley, and then now they own Converse too. So they're actually a pretty good company. I know a lot of people don't like them, but they're actually very eco-friendly. They're always trying to further like sustainability. They're really moving to have a more sustainable supply chain. And so what they're doing is they're They're creating like new dyes for their clothing where it uses a lot less water because like they are like it's crazy the amount of water it takes to dye products. So they're coming out with a new dye that doesn't require water. So that's one thing. They're trying to be more sustainable with their suppliers because sustainability also goes back to it's not just about the environment, it's also people. So they want to sustain those relationships and have good relationships because if you have good relationships with a few good suppliers, then you can then have better essentially work environments and stuff. So, and they're again, they're paying them well. Yeah. Nike fly knits are also sustainability thing because for the most part, I believe it's just a one piece upper and it's all made by a machine. I think the only thing that a worker has to do with the fly knit shoes is glue them to the sole. And so again, by them making stuff more sustainable and eco-friendly, it's in the long run, it's actually going to make it cheaper, and therefore they can actually lower their prices on their stuff. But I think that's all interesting, like different companies. I think they're also part of the energy initiative. So a bunch of large companies pooled together to, I believe like Google, Apple, Nike, and there's a few other ones where they pooled together where they want to become by 2020, 100% fully renewable energy. So pretty cool. But yeah, so these are just some Hurley pants. They're actually pretty nice. They're like a nice stretchy material, almost like some Lululemon pants. I highly recommend any Lululemon pant, at least in the men's, because obviously I don't wear any of the women's stuff, but I'm wearing a pair right now. So comfortable. I'll probably ask like $30 again. I've never picked up that brand before, but I just like the way the pants felt. So it should sell pretty well. Here's some Ralph Lauren corduroy chinos, pants, dress shirts, whatever. Usually I get about $30 for these, 25 to 30. The pair of Nike golfing pants. Again, these bring in about $30 or so. So I saw a bunch of these polos. I've never sold this brand before. I looked it up though, and I was shocked at the comps. It's called Cricut, Criquet. I'm probably saying it wrong, but and I was just gonna pass them up, and I was like, there's like 4 here. I might as well look up comps, and yeah, like comps we're looking like $30 to $40 for these. And I got one. Here's another one. Here's a green and white one. I think I got 4. Here's another one. Here's a solid one. So that's 3. I'm sure there's another one in this pile, but yeah, that was a pretty good find. I'm glad I stopped to look it up. Here's some Orvis. So Orvis is another outdoor company. These are corduroy dress pants. They're a pretty high-end outdoor brand, I'm pretty sure. Pretty expensive. So I'll probably, I didn't even look up comps. I've sold Orvis in the past. So I'll probably ask like 30 to 35 on those. This is actually a really cool hat. This was the first thing that I found when I walked in. The Doors vintage wool snapback hat. I was trying to see when it was made. The company was The Planet Incorporated. So like, yeah. That's probably a pretty quick way to know that it's vintage. If it's not made by like any well-known brands, it's probably gonna be vintage. But yeah, I mean, any wool, usually a bunch of wool snapback hats are vintage. I mean, they still make like New Era. This is all wool too. So, but that was a pretty cool find. I don't know on the ask on that. Probably like $30 or so. So this is just a no-name brand, but I always like to pick up soccer stuff, especially if it's gaudy like this, as the Italia spell out. Yeah, the company's Unlimited. I don't know, but Italy, like World Cup soccer jacket, and you could probably get 25 to 30 bucks on that. Again, another no-name brand, Draco. Not really sure. Draco Malfoy brand, but it's a Portugal team jersey, soccer jersey. Soccer stuff always does well, especially if it's, again, if it's like gaudy, looking like this. That's embroidered too, so I'll probably ask, again, another 25 or 30. Portugal's a well-known team. Denim is in right now, so I try to pick it up. Even if it's like an off-brand, not well-known, still sells for about 20 or 25 bucks, but this is an Eddie Bauer denim shirt, and so I'll probably ask like 22 to 25 on that. So the Deal Queen told me to pick this up. It's an Athleta, like yoga jacket, athletic jacket. It was only $4, so I took a chance on it. I've heard it. I mean, I think I've sold Athleta in the past, but it sits for a little bit for me. But I'll probably ask like 25 or 30 bucks on it. What do you guys think? What should I price that at? Just got a Brazil soccer shirt listed today. Nice, Thrifty Jess. Yeah, Brazil, obviously they're really good. So that stuff always sells well for me. Here's some Under Armour. Love selling Under Armour athletic shirts. Usually they go for about 15 or 20. This is a small. I might keep it. I don't know. I have so many athletic shirts, though. I really don't need it, honestly. Oh, yeah. So here's the fourth Cricket polo, or however you say it. So it's made of organic cotton. So it's probably a well-known, or not a well-known, but like a well-made brand. So I'm sure it has it. I mean, according to comps, it has a solid following. So I looked this up. This is like a tribute T-shirt to Jay Dilla. Died in 2006. And I was looking up comps actually, and they looked really good. This exact shirt wasn't on there, but a bunch of other Jay Dilla shirts were on there for anywhere to 50 to 75 bucks. So I'm assuming that this only cost me 50 cents actually. So I'm assuming having like a tribute death shirt is pretty rare. So I'll look up comps again, but I'll price it anywhere from 50 to 75 bucks. That'd be a nice little ROI. So yeah, I know about this women's brand because of all the women that I follow on Instagram. So thank you guys. This is a Johnny Was. Like, oh, that's weird. My phone's acting weird. I don't even know. This is like a blazer, I guess. What would you guys call this? See, I'm really bad. And it like latches up here. Feels like silk or like polyester kind of. Yeah, it's a polyester rayon blend. But yeah, what would you guys call this? Johnny Was floral print, like blazer, suit coat? I don't know. Let me know. Here's another brand that I've never found before or sold. Bullock & Jones. The comps look pretty good, and it's a good color. A lot of the plain shirts weren't selling that well, but a lot of the like gaudy spring like shirts were. There's a broken button on it, but I don't really worry that much about broken buttons because they're so easy to replace. Usually most dress shirts come with extra ones, but this one doesn't have it. But yeah, it's a quick fix to fix that. So I still pick up stuff with broken buttons. Here is another, yeah. So I picked up a bunch of different brands that I've never sold before. Vestimenta. It's made in Italy, so Italian shirt. I think the comps look pretty good on it. I'll always look up stuff that's made in Italy. Usually it's a higher end brand for the most part. These look like they have pearl buttons, so you know it's a well-made brand if it's rocking from, or if it's being rocked from Italy, and it has the pearl buttons. So this brand's hit or miss for me. It's called Obey. Usually I'll pick it up if it has like this big logos. Usually in the past I've sold t-shirts for about 20 bucks. Hoodies go for about 30 to 35, but they don't move that quick. So if you're looking to move stuff like that quickly, I'd pass on it, but I can sit on it for a little bit and not worry too much. Here's a North Face wool crew neck sweater. I believe this is wool. Yeah, wool and nylon. These always do well for me, even if it's out of season. There's a little bit of pilling, so I'll just use a fabric shaver to clean it up real quick. Yeah, I thought about actually scraping the buttons on my teeth, but I didn't want to freak you guys out anymore. But yeah, usually I get about 30 bucks for those. So the Deal Queen, Alex, told me to pick this up. Postage stamp logo. I don't know the brand, but she told me to pick it up. I don't know. If you guys know the brand, I'm sure someone in here knows it. Yeah, it doesn't actually give a brand, so I don't know. But it's a long sleeve shirt. Let me know how much these things sell for and what the brand is on this, because I might keep it if it sells for a decent amount and if it does sell quickly. Here's a good outdoor brand, Mountain Hardware. These are some corduroy pants. I always seem to do pretty well. I've never sold any of their pants before, but always seem to do well with that brand. They're kind of pricey. I would say Mountain Hardware's might be comparable or even pricier than like North Face or Patagonia. But so I'll ask like 30 to 35 bucks on these. So Postmark. All right. So Thrifty Bish says it's Postmark is the brand. Does it sell, or does it sell quickly? And if it does, for how much? Always curious about that, because I don't want to be sending really good stuff that sells quickly over to the Deal Queen when I can make a little bit of money on it. Like this, I'm keeping, because I do know this sells well from following everyone. This LuLaRoe, new with tags. I don't even know. It's like this big ass shirt with butterflies on it. I don't know what material it is. It feels kind of weird, but let me know again on this. Oh, it's polyester and spandex. Postmark Anthro so that style may fetch 15 bucks. Oh, really? All right, well, it's going to the Deal Queen then. What should I price this at? So it's a 2XL LuLaRoe short sleeve. I don't know. I don't know if this is supposed to be a dress or what, or just meant for a fat person. So it looks like a dress to me, because it might just be a shirt. But let me know on how much you think that could fetch me. Sorry for all the questions on all the women's clothing, because I have zero idea what to sell. Yeah, it is big ass ugly. That's very true. An Irma tunic. Oh, they retail at 35 bucks. Anything with butterflies on it sells instantly for me. The fact that it's LuLaRoe and plus size is a win-win. So since it retails at 35 bucks, can I get more for it? Is it like a sought after pattern? Or what? Let me know. I don't look at retail on stuff, because what's retail and what sells on eBay, or the prices that it sells for on eBay, they're not one and the same. Like obviously like Express, any of the mall brands, they don't have like a huge resale value. But yeah, like higher end stuff, like if it's more sought after, or if it's sought after prints, you can actually get more than retail, even if it's I don't know what I'm saying, but sorry about that. I'm like blanking out right now. I'm trying to read the comments too. You should keep that one for yourself and put it on auction. Yeah, I'm definitely keeping the LuLaRoe. So it sounds like everyone's saying put it on auction. So I'll put it on auction tonight, actually. Maybe I'll post it on Poshmark real quick for the day. I'll just throw it up for like 50 or 55 bucks and see throw it up for like 50 or 55 bucks, and then if it doesn't sell by tonight, I'll take it off Poshmark and then put it on auction. I like to do auctions on Thursdays or Sunday nights. Ones that on eBay, the best nights for auction are Thursdays and Sundays. Thursdays, the reasoning is people are getting paid on Friday, so they're ready to spend their money beforehand. And then Sundays, I'm not sure the reasoning totally on it, but I'm just thinking that people are home, they're unwinding from a fun-filled weekend, and they're just browsing the internet. Here's just a standard Ralph Lauren classic fit. So I've started to become more picky on my Ralph Lauren because I have so much of it. So I'm trying to stick to more of the like plaid or like striped print rather than the solid colors, unless it's like white or blue. The white or blue one, solid colors always sell pretty well. Auction for the butterfly shirt started at the price you'd be happy to get and see if it goes up. No. When I do auctions, I just like to do 99 cents and then charge shipping. I think I paid like $8 for it. So if everything goes all right, I would assume that I'd still make a profit on it. But I'll start at 99 cents. I think that just brings in more watchers. And for the most part, I've done a lot better that start at 99 cents rather than the price that I want to get. Yeah, I mean, and obviously you're going to get burned sometimes, but I don't care if I get burned on one piece. Here's a Brooks Brothers slim fit dress shirt. Again, if you guys watch my videos, you know that I love picking up slim fit dress shirts. They always sell well for me. These fetch anywhere from 20 to 25 bucks all day. Here's another shirt or sweater, actually, that's going to go to the Deal Queen. It's a company called Sparrow. It's actually a pretty cool sweater, but I think this was only like 50 cents or $2 or something. So that's going to go to her. Unless that does sell well, let me know in the comments and I might keep it. Deal Queen's going to get pissed. She's going to watch this video. Maybe she's watching live right now. I don't know. And get mad at me. But here's a Eva Franco dress. I don't know. That's going to her too. I don't know how much they'll sell for. I should look it up, but I'm kind of lazy and I don't want to figure it out. Here's a Sigrid Olsen. This is another piece that's going to the Deal Queen. It's like a embellished, almost like sweater. It's like a very thin V-neck sweater. I don't know how much they'll sell for. Here's another pair of Orvis corduroy pants. Oh, Sparrow's Anthropology. How much does it fetch? Do you guys know? Sorry for all the questions. I feel like I should know more about this, but I'm for sure keeping this. I looked up comps already. This is a Ming Wang. I know this sells well again because I follow a bunch of you ladies on Instagram and you guys post all the good brands to pick up. So I'm slowly but surely learning, I promise. Maybe I'll one day switch all the way over to women's clothing. Just kidding. Never. But I'll keep the good pieces. This is like a blazer, kind of gaudy out there, big old buttons on it, but I'm sure some person will buy it. I think that was like $7, and I think the comps were looking like anywhere from 50 to 60 bucks. I'll have to look them up again. Here's just a normal standard Brooks Brothers dress shirt. These still bring in about 15 or 20 bucks. Oh, fuck, of course. See, this is what happens when you don't check over things all the time. You get fucking big old holes. I'll just drop that off to my tailor, get it fixed. Just note it in the listing. I need to pick up some clothing that I dropped off there anyway. And that's a tax write-off that I had to do that, but you win some, you lose most. So here's another brand that I know from you guys. It sells decently well. Soft Surroundings is the company. And this only cost me 50 cents. So I'm going to keep this. Comps weren't crazy, but it only cost me 50 cents. So even if I post it for like 12 to 15 bucks, I'm still making money on it, or decent ROI. I mean, that's ugly as fuck, but whatever. So here's a all wool hat. So I'm pretty sure this is from the Negro Leagues. So it's like New Era released a bunch of stuff, or a bunch of hats commemorating the Negro Leagues. I need to look up what logo this is. It's probably like Baltimore someone, or maybe a Boston team. But yeah, this is all wool. The Negro League stuff sells pretty well for me, actually. So if you ever come across it, or if you see like a baseball jersey with like a weird logo on it, try to look it up, because a lot of the Negro League like baseball jerseys sell for a lot. I just sold one. It was like a newer version one, I think, a couple weeks ago for like 30 bucks or something. So I'm going to keep these two because the comps looked pretty solid. And I think these are pretty hot right now. They're Yossi Samra, like ballet flats. They look brand new or worn once. Like there is no wear at all on these. So I might sell them as new without box. I'm trying to see if it, yeah, I don't think these were ever worn. And comps look pretty solid on these, so. Kids are in the room. G-rated language is appreciated, so I can keep listening. Sorry about that. I curse. Sorry. Here's a Columbia new with tags fleece. This is the women's fleece. This cost me like $9.75. You can put headphones in. I promise. But yeah, I'm pretty real and open when I talk, and I swear, and that just, like, yeah, sorry. That's just who I am. You can watch it at a later date. I don't want to offend you, but I'm not going to change how I act. Here's a vintage John Deere. This is actually real old. Like, this has a leather strap on the back. I didn't look up comps because I know it's vintage and old. John Deere stuff sells pretty well too. So I'll probably ask like 20 or 25 bucks on it. It only cost me $1.50. Here's a Adidas Detroit Pistons, all blacked out golf polo. I try not to pick up that much Adidas stuff unless it's like the vented polos, but a lot of sports team stuff still seems to do pretty well, even though the Pistons suck this year, or they've sucked for a few years, actually. Red Wings suck this year. I'm actually the last games at Joe Louis Arena this Sunday, and then they're moving to the new stadium next year. Yeah, that should be a fun time. It's just unfortunate that we couldn't make the playoffs. So this is the first time that the Red Wings missed the playoffs since I've been alive. We've made it 26 straight years, and this year's ends that streak. So just a few things left, and then I'll open it up for a few minutes of Q&A if you guys want. Here's a J. Crew slim fit dress shirt. Again, I love selling slim fit stuff. This was, or I'll probably get about 20 bucks for that. Started picking up suit coats. I've kind of been limiting myself. If it's a good brand like this, Canali's always sells well. But I'm trying to limit myself on picking up like just the suit coats. I'd rather sell the suits. They sell a lot faster and a lot quicker and for a lot more money. Another Brooks Brothers slim fit. So someone donated their entire slim fit dress shirt collection. Hopefully there's no holes in the sleeves on this. I don't know how I missed that. Such an idiot. No, this is good. All right. That one's good. Again, I get 20 to 25 bucks for it. So I almost passed these up. These are actually really ugly. I almost passed these up. They're brand new though, because I couldn't see any logos on them. And then, so I pulled out my camera or my phone, and it has the flashlight on it. And so I shined it down there, and the brand is KMB, which is an anthropology brand. And I knew it was expensive because they still have the original tags on it, and they're priced at $150. You probably, yeah, you can't really see it, but they had the original tags on the bottom, and they're priced at $150. So I was like, all right, they're only $8, and yeah, comps look really good on these. I think they were hovering around about 110 to 120, and they're brand new. So if you got anyone wants these weird looking boots, hit me up. Here's a new with tags, women's Vineyard Vines. Vineyard Vines always sells well for me, at least for men's. I've never sold any women's stuff, but someone probably donated this after Labor Day, because you can't wear white after Labor Day, you know? And then these last two pieces will be going to the Deal Queen. She told me to pick these up. This is the Elizabeth McKay dress. There you go. I don't know. That's going to her though. Yes, I love finding Lululemon at the thrift. I don't find it very often, but when I do, it's always fun. And then last but not least, this is also going to the Deal Queen, this Madewell. But so yeah, that's all the stuff that I found yesterday. Again, I went thrifting on Monday, but I got kind of swamped. And instead of making videos, I was working, so I could get it all up on eBay. I've been listing like a madman the past 2.5 weeks. But yeah, so that's everything. I'm also going live again tonight for an interview with Picking Vintage. The States Place has actually interviewed him before, so I'm gonna hopefully ask him a few different questions. Like, there's still gonna be an overlap from that interview, and that's just the way it is. I'm trying to make my channel more about men's reselling and people who only sell, or for the most part only sell men's clothing. That way I can provide you guys that may only sell women's clothing with a little bit more information to possibly break into the men's market. Just don't undercut my prices. I'm just kidding. That's perfectly fine. That's how business is, and I'm perfectly fine helping you guys out because I learn a lot from you every single day. And I enjoy actually getting DMs from you guys asking about pieces. I try to do my best to help you guys out. Sometimes I make offers on the pieces. So I've had some people send me some vintage Tommy Hilfiger pictures, and I've offered them. They didn't accept it, but yeah, if you guys want to get rid of something quick and not have to put in the work on listing it, I'm always interested in checking out your vintage Tommy Hilfiger stuff, because yeah, you can get a solid amount of money for it, but it's by no means a quick seller. So if you're looking to make quick money and you have a pretty good piece, I'll offer something on it, and then I'm fine with sitting on stuff longer. But yeah, again, if you guys are just trying to turn your money over real quick, then I'm your guy to be buying from you. Yeah, like people will go get, so Vicky says, I found my first Lululemon and it had a hole in it, still sold within hours. Yeah, people will go get that fix, especially if it's more like a more rare print. Like, people don't care. It doesn't cost that much to take it to a tailor. I think Lululemon might actually even, I don't know if this is morally right, but I'm assuming people could technically buy damaged Lululemon pieces and then bring it back to the store to get fixed or exchanged. I don't know. It's probably someone probably does that, but thanks for, yeah, no problem. I enjoy making these videos, hanging out with you guys. Like, it's always a fun time. Sean says, I picked up a Canali suit jacket the other day. How much are you going to price yours? I also got a Hugo Boss silk suit jacket the same day and have no clue how to price it. Your best bet is just to look up completed, see what the market is for those things. Because since I have more feedback, I'm assuming you may have more feedback than me. And my listings are usually higher up in the eBay search engine. So one factor of my pricing is completeds, but I'll look at completeds and still price $10 to $15 higher because I know that buyers are more willing to, or are willing to pay more to buy from me because I have a track record showing that I'm a good seller, and my items probably will be higher than a lot of people's in the search engine. So I can fetch higher prices. So it's hard to give you a price range. I think just look at completeds and then go from there. And again, like it's hard to tell someone prices because I don't know what you paid for your item. If you paid $50 for that suit coat and I tell you to price it at 40, obviously that doesn't make any sense to you. So I don't like to give out pricing advice. You got to do what's most comfortable with yourself and what's good for your business. That B hat was from the Brooklyn Dodgers. Okay, well, I was way off. Or no, yeah, so it's a vintage hat then, right? Brooklyn Dodgers, because they're in LA now. So should be all right. Picked up vintage Nike pullover with large swoosh on rear tail. Discovered a couple holes in lower front above hem. Should I even bother putting up? Oh, definitely. Especially if it's vintage, if it has a big logo on it. I sell vintage stuff all the time with stains on it and holes in it. It's fine. Like people understand that. People are fine with buying it and then just getting it fixed. Like I'll buy vintage pieces with holes in it all the time myself, like especially on higher end items. So I picked up an Arc'teryx. So Arc'teryx is a very good outdoor brand and it sells very quickly. So I picked up this jacket that had literally a huge chunk taken out of the sleeve. But I knew that I could go get it fixed for like $5 or $8 and then still relist it. And my tailor did a really good job on making it look like it was part of the jacket. She did such a good job. But again, I noted on there, I was like, this has been repaired on the sleeve and it's still sold for $110. So it's a good brand. I don't really care that much unless it's just super trashed. With Casa Cheek says, with men's clothing, do you think buy it now at regular price or with inflated price with best offers better strategy on eBay? Again, you got to do what's best for you. Everything that I sell is buy it now or best offer. Do I iron my clothes? I do not. I steam some, but I hate ironing, but it makes the clothes look better in pics. Anything. So with my lighting setup and my camera, even like a super wrinkly shirt with the flash on, it seems to level out. I don't know how it does that, but it doesn't really look like there's wrinkles on it. So I don't take any pictures from my phone. So if I take pictures with my phone, the wrinkles are there, but with my DSLR camera, it seems to take them away. So I found a Lululemon dance jacket at the bins. They had a stain and sold for $60. Yeah, like Lululemon with any stains, like you still get good money on it. I appreciate it. I'm new to suits, so figured I would ask, and the comps were all over the place. I got them for $7 a piece, so I'll take a loss on them. Yeah, Canali jackets sell. I mean, obviously, if it's a suit, it's going to sell for a lot more money. But Kareem, hey, do you sell ties? And how much feedback do you feel a person needs to really start rocking? I don't sell that many ties. I've been picking up a few, but they've only been new with tag stuff. Joseph A. Bank one that had tag on it for $59.50 or something, and then I found a Hugo Boss one, and yeah, I mean if they're cheap enough, I'll pick them up. But for the most part, I mean, some people may disagree, but I don't think ties sell that quickly, and there's so many of them. Like if it's an Hermes tie, those sell well. HERMES. I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Hermé. Those always sell well, but again, those are hard to find. And then how much feedback do you feel a person needs to really start rocking? I think a good rule of thumb would be 100 feedback. But I feel like it's different for everyone. Like if you have like really good stuff, or if you source really good stuff, I don't think feedback matters a ton. It does a little bit in the sense for the eBay search engine, but I think people will still buy from you even if you have 10, 15, 20 feedback. So hopefully that answered your question. Have you shared how you store your items? I'm running out of room. The poly bags aren't working for me anymore. I don't use any poly bags. That's just another unneeded step. Maybe it saves you a little bit of time. I don't know. I tried poly bagging for a hot minute and I was like, no, this is not gonna work for me. But yeah, I hang everything. So everything's on hangers. These are just hanging out in the back here. I'm looking at, that's why I'm looking over here, because I have a closet full of clothes. But yeah, everything's hanging. When I used to live in an apartment, I actually did bin systems, so numbered bins. But now I'm in a house, 3-bedroom house with a full basement. So my basement is my entire warehouse. So everything's hanging down there, and then I still have the bins. But yeah, I try to do just numbered and lettered hanging system. Yes, Aaron, I believe the reseller rally has been sold out now. Kate says, I just picked up a pair of vintage Tommy swim trunks. Would I get more on eBay or Poshmark? I'd cross post, honestly. That's what I do. I have 200 plus feedback right now, but still working for sourcing the good stuff now and getting the crappy shit out. Yeah. Yeah. Again, like there's a lot of factors in this eBay business. How many items you have, if you have an eBay store or not, the stuff you source, the pictures you take, the keywords you use in your title. There's so many factors. That's why it's really hard to give a piece of advice on just one area or one aspect of reselling, because if I have the same item as you and we're priced exactly the same, exact same product, your title might be a little different than mine. And I might have a few keywords that are better than yours, and therefore someone's going to look at mine and probably buy mine a lot faster than they would yours. And even if I'm priced a little higher, they may buy mine rather than yours based off many factors. Yeah, I've never done that well on ties, so I don't know a ton about them, but I do know the Hermé ties. They're a quick sell. I even have some like Armani ties, and they're still sitting. But there is very good profit margin in ties, so I see the reasoning on like pushing yourself towards them, but I don't like selling them. Colette says, I sell mainly women's clothes, but thanks to you, I've been branching out to men's. Just sold an amazing pair of Paisley Polo by Ralph Lauren swim trunks for $39, made over $25 profit. Nice, good job. That's awesome. Glad I could help you there. You should do a video on keywords. I don't know a ton about keywords, honestly. I've never like looked up on how to make good keywords. I think it's just been, I learned over the years what to tweak a little bit, and kind of what I try to make my title something that maybe I would search for on eBay. I want to have the size, the brand, the style, and the color. And then if you have enough room, maybe the fabric content on it. Everyone's business model differs. Knowing the brands to buy isn't everything. Lots and lots of reshirts. Yes. I mean, I think that may be one of the most important things, though, obviously, is what ones don't. So there's a little bit of everything there that goes into it. All right. Do you guys have any more questions? I'll stay on for another 10 minutes if you guys have more questions. If not, then I'll get back to work, to listing and setting up and preparing for my interview tonight. So I'll give you guys a couple more minutes to ask a few questions if you have them. And if you don't, thanks for joining. And if you guys haven't yet, hit that thumbs up button if you like this video so far. I know I may have offended a few people earlier cursing, but I'm not the one to present myself as someone that I'm not. And yeah, if you don't like my YouTube channel, then no one's forcing me to be here. So, but I curse. That's just the way it is. We're all adults. I'm an adult. If you don't want to watch it in front of your kids, then kick them out or watch me at a later date. How many listings do you do every day? It fluctuates. It can be anywhere. It can be as low as like 15 or 20 and as high as 70 to 80. Usually it's in between those though. And yeah, keywords are pretty simple for the most part. I mean, if you're newer, like you on good keywords. If you have a product, what I would do is look it up and then look at completeds or solds on eBay and kind of mimic some of the better titles if you can. What's the most that I would ever pay for a thrift item? Depends on the brand. I've spent upwards of $100 on an item. Some Jordans actually. Or no, I think I paid 75 bucks for them. There were some retro Jordans, 2007 or something. I forget what model they were, but they sold for 200. Paid 75 bucks. I'm fine. Like the Valentino dress that I got, I paid 50 bucks for. Those Gucci shoes that sold this morning, I paid $18 for. I'm fine with paying up for items if I know, especially if I sold them in the past and I know exactly how much I can get for them. So I'm a little bit, I would say I'm like a medium flipper. So my average selling price is roughly about 30 bucks. I'm fine with sitting on items because I know their worth and I know what I can get for them. And it may be a few months down the line, but that's why I flip all this the smaller stuff so I can sit on the larger stuff and get top dollar for it. So yeah, that's a hard question because really you got to be comfortable with, I mean, I don't know your money situation. Like you may not have a lot of money. So what you need to do is buy lower price items and sell them for kind of the middle range and start plowing that money back into your business. And once that happens, then higher end items and bigger ticket items to make even more money. See, thrifty bitch is smart. Yeah. Like I don't have a family. I don't have any kids, so it's like it's not hard to relate, I guess, in the sense like I'm not cursing in public in front of kids or anything, but I don't know who's watching, and I'm kind of the person where if you tell me not to do something, I'm going to do it 10 times worse. So sorry about it. Sorry, but not really that sorry. How's it going, Michelle? Potty Mouth Motivator is in the house. Yeah, vintage Tommy Hilfiger. I love selling it, or figure. I say it wrong, I know. I've been corrected by many people. Do you ever shop stores like Plato's Closet for higher end finds or stick with the cheaper thrift stores? I have shopped at Plato's Closet. I don't go that often. I think there's one in Ann Arbor. I'm sure there is. I've never been to it. I've been to the one in East Lansing and stuff, but I don't go that often. I like going to thrift stores. Like, I don't know. That's just how I am. You know, I don't miss you. Yeah. Is first quarter always this slow or are people overreacting? First quarter was really good for me, actually, up until about the last week in March. Kind of limped into April, but First quarter was good for me. Like, again, it's different for everyone. Like, some people are gonna have really great days. Some people are gonna have slow days. It's you got to roll with the punches and not get too down on yourself. And when you're super high and selling a bunch of stuff, don't get too high, like, because there's ebbs and flows with any business. So you got to kind of take out the emotion in this business a little bit. It's hard work. You can be torn down pretty quickly dealing with internet trolls, people that leave you negative feedback and stuff. Like, it's part of doing business. You can't please everyone, and if you think you can please everyone, you're gonna be struggling in the long run. Started putting some of my items on auction that haven't sold, and things are moving quite quickly. I used to, I want this stuff out of here. Yeah, I'm kind of moving towards doing a mix of auctions and buy it now. Obviously, I'm auctioning off slower moving stuff that's been sitting for a while, but I believe auctions also push more traffic to your store. So maybe this person sees this 99-cent item, they're like, oh, hey, that's a great deal on that. Maybe he has some other great deals. Then they start browsing your store. They may see something they like, make you an offer on it, or buy it straight up. And there you go. It is Hillfire. I don't know. Hillfire, Figure, Figer, Figs. Figs are pretty good, actually. Do I do any yard or estate sales? I do not. And I don't know why. I think I'll probably do some yard sales this summer, just because there's a lot of money to be made. But I also, like, I like this business because I don't have to interact with that many people on a daily basis. And I don't really like negotiating that much. I should probably learn it, because I probably pay up for items that I could probably negotiate with. I've negotiated a few times in thrift stores where they have a bunch of one item, and then I just say, hey, I'll clean out your entire shelf if you can come down on prices. Like, I did it with those Harley Davidson shirts where I found 70 of them. They took $2 a piece off each one, so that saved me quite a bit of coin. I did it on some Star Trek blankets too. She didn't come down that much on them, but they were still a good price anyway. How do people list things under $5, free shipping, and make money? Get it for free. I mean, you're still at the least amount you're paying with tracking. As long as you have a tracking number, you're going to pay $2.61, and then $5 on eBay and PayPal fees. That'd come out to roughly about 15%. So what is that? 25. Yeah, that'd be like 60 cents. So $3.20 there. Yeah. I mean, if you're getting it for free, you're making $1.80, but that sounds like a terrible business model, especially on eBay. If you're selling all that stuff for $5 free shipping, and people are buying hundreds of products, like, you're gonna be shipping a lot. So, are you doing promoted listings? I'm in the single quantity beta tested program, and that has helped me out a lot. I only have the multi-quantity promoted listings. So that, yeah, they must not have released the single quantity testing program yet. Can't wait for that to happen, because I'll do it on a few products, or I'll test it out at least, and that should probably help. All right. This is my first time watching your live streams. Do you do these on a certain day? How can you know when you're live? You can know if I'm live by subscribing to my channel on YouTube. You should get a notification. You don't always, technology, you know. If you can follow me on Instagram. Usually I'll post anywhere between a half an hour and an hour before, letting you guys know when I'm live. So my Instagram is Vogue_Squared. All my social media is actually in the description. But yeah, if you follow me, or if you subscribe to me or follow me, you'll find out very quickly. Yard sales have lots of cheap but good brand clothing if you find the right ones. I found some at an estate sale for 25 cents each. Nice. Yeah, I need to look more into it. I also think that like estate sales and stuff, they bring out more of the resellers, and I don't really feel like competing for stuff. But all right, guys, the hour is up, and I'm going live again for another hour tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll be interviewing a fellow reseller who's quite young. I think he's like 23 or 24, who Nicole from States Place has actually interviewed him before. But again, like I said earlier in this video, I want to build my channel more around men's clothing resellers. That way, because I feel like there's not that big of a market that's teaching this stuff. So I want to give back to the community because this community has given back a lot to me already. So come join me again in about 7 hours, and hopefully you guys can get a bunch of photos, find a bunch of stuff today, get a bunch of sales, and take it easy. Thanks for stopping by. If you guys haven't hit the thumbs up button, hit it. Follow me on Instagram, Vogue_Squared. Hit that subscribe button, and keep it real. Happy reselling.